Yeah. Black Ohio community forms armed group after neo-Nazi rally. Residents of a majority black town in Ohio have reportedly launched an armed patrol for their protection after criticizing the police response to the neo-Nazi demonstrations in February. The Cincinnati suburb of Lincoln Heights garnered national attention after a neo-Nazi group waving swastika flags and hurling racial slurs demonstrated on a highway overpass on the edge of the community on February 7th. The incident sparked outrage, with residents at the town hall questioning why officers from the neighboring village of Evandale and deputies from Hamilton County Sheriff's Office who responded to the incidents made no citations or arrests. They expressed concerns that they would not be safe if another similar incident occurred. Residents then started the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch program. Mr. Daniels, the Watch Group spokesperson, told the Washington Post in February that residents took up arms shortly after the neo-Nazis left and community leaders formed the program in order to organize them. The program coordinates about 70 guards who watch the roads leading into the town and go on armed patrols, the Post reported. Ohio laws allows anyone legally permitted to own a gun to open carry without a permit. The group also patrols near bus stops to make sure students go to school safely, according to the NBC News report. Video captured a news station showed a volunteer guard wearing tactical gear and face covering as they patrol the street. Hamilton County Sheriff's Chairman McGuffey, whose deputies were assigned to patrol Lincoln Heights, said during a news conference in February that she did not support the creation of a neighborhood militia. The Cincinnati Enquirer reported that some people have called 911 to complain about armed men, including 3 that recounted confrontations. Daniels told the Post that the Watch program was not a militia or engaged in vigilantism, and that reports of those who challenged passerbys were about residents not affiliated with the Watch program. Other residents have expressed support for the Watch program, with Alanda's Powell, a nonprofit director, telling the newspaper that the town has the right to set up a program for its protection. Now, for me, I'm all for it. Now, people need to understand when the Black Panthers was created, and then they initially fell out. That's what the gangs were. Gangs in your neighborhoods, that's what they were initially created for. They were to protect you from this happening, because back then European Americans were allowed to get drunk and get bored, drive into a black town, grab whoever they wanted to, drag them behind a truck and kill them, or go hang them somewhere, and there'd be no repercussions. And now you see what happened February 7th. These people came to a black neighborhood, did protested with swastikas and called the people N-words and all kind of stuff, and the police did what? Did nothing. So the neighborhood, which by all means was created as a safe haven for black folks during Jim Crow so they could be safe, formed their own protection. And this is what it needs to go back to. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear no more rappers that's, talking about, oh, y'all in this block, I'm this block. If you ain't protecting the block, you ain't nothing. And this is what has to happen. And shout out to Tariq Nasheed, because he said, we do better under a racist administration, because that means as black folks, we have to work together, because if we don't, we won't survive. Shout out to these people over there in Ohio for doing this.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. This is what I liken a lot of this to, like, it's akin to when you see those guys hopping out of the U-Haul trucks. You gotta look at, like, even what the ICE agents are doing. But it's the same exact people. Man, when you look at them, they're probably the same people.
They are
when you really think about it. You know what I mean? And so why shouldn't we arm ourselves if you have trained killers coming into our neighborhood? Allegedly, you have trained people who are fully armed coming in with face masks on and guns. There's a reason why you're wearing a face mask. You don't want anybody to know who you are. Yeah. You want to know who you are, but you got a gun. You know what I mean? Like you're so worried about black kids in the neighborhood doing that and going to the stores, whatever, with Pooh Shiesty mask on. But these guys walk around with masks on all day. It happens all the time in Tennessee and other states like that. 24/7, you guys are doing this. But the difference is, though, they're not going into those black neighborhoods like that. They're really not. They're going into, like, the black neighborhoods where there's not that type of. It's probably more upper crest black neighborhoods. You're not going into the real black neighborhoods where people it's gonna go down. It'll really happen that way. People ain't gonna sit there and watch you just march through South Side of Chicago. Not to just bring them up into it like that, but they ain't going for that over there. Period. Yeah, going to them neighborhoods.
Remember, they had the video where the people they drove through in trucks, and the people were trying to the black folks were trying to block them off. Why don't you stop? Why don't you stop? Stop then. And they just kept on going, But this is how it should be. It's neighborhood protection. You need to protect your block, protect your neighborhood. And they could be like, well, there's a lot of crime up there. There's crime everywhere, man. I just saw an article where 16 kids, and what was it? I think it was North Carolina, just got arrested, all European Americans, for killing one 16-year-old. 16 of you. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to go online and watch crime, but for me, it's like I'll see a video of a group of black people fighting, then the next video is a group of white people fighting. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does it. You want to point at one group you know what I'm saying, but act like, you know, you're not doing anything. Show me a perfect race and that's fine. But once again, get back on topic.
Yeah.
Protect your neighborhood. If you're out there and you acting like you hard and you're a thug and you doing all this stuff, if you ain't protecting your neighborhood, you're just terrorizing your people. And if you're terrorizing your people, you're no better than the people with the swastikas wearing masks trying to terrorize them, because you're just doing it right when the police ain't there.
Absolutely.